What is up, everyone? It is Dan here, and welcome to another episode. Before we get started, I wanted to give a big special thanks to all of our subscribers. We've reached the 15,000 view milestone, and we couldn't have done it without you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please show your support and click that subscribe button now. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you all how to replace an old hose spigot like this with a brand new frost-free version like this. Let's get to it. So what exactly is a frost-free hose spigot? In a standard spigot, the valve that actually turns the water off is inside this section. So when you turn the water off with the valve, there's still water that's exposed to the outside elements. That means if this section of the hose spigot freezes, the water inside is also going to freeze. Now, a frost-free hose spigot, the valve stem actually travels all the way back to here. So when you turn the hose spigot off, the water is actually cut off way back here, and that's going to be deep inside the wall. This is where the wall will be, and this will be insulated, and this will be deep inside the wall. So once you turn the valve off, all the water inside here actually drains out, and that means there's no water exposed to the elements to freeze. Okay, I'm now going to take you all inside to our kitchen. This is our kitchen window here. So we know the spigot is right below the kitchen window and maybe about 18 inches up from the ground. So we need to find the plumbing inside the wall on the inside of the house. So I'll meet you all in the kitchen. Okay, here we are inside of the kitchen.
Hi, camera.
Hi, camera. Behind me you can see the window, so we know that the hose spigot is right below that. That puts it right inside of the cabinet underneath our sink. So I'm actually going to cut the back of the cabinet open so we can get to the plumbing. So this is approximately where the hose spigot is, probably right next to this valve. So as you can see, there's some plumbing in the way, in particular our sink disposal here. So I think I'm going to take this out to make it easier to access everything under here. So let's go ahead and do that. First of all, I'm going to turn off the water so that nobody accidentally turns the faucet on when I have the drain lines removed. Now I'm going to remove this disposal. Oh, also, safety first, make sure it is unplugged. So this flexible corrugated tube, this is my dishwasher's drain line. So that needs to come off. Okay, next up, remove the clamp that holds the drain line to the disposal. And now we can turn this, and that's what actually holds the disposal on. There we go. And that should give me enough room to work. So, again, like I said, the plumbing for the hose spigot is probably somewhere behind here. So the good thing is we plan on renovating this kitchen, and we hope to replace these cabinets. So I'm just going to cut through the back of the cabinet here, and that way I don't need to worry about patching it up or making it look pretty again, because we are going to be ripping these cabinets out and replacing them. So I have selected what's called an oscillating tool in order to cut the back of the cabinet out. So what this actually does is this blade, when you turn it on, it just vibrates back and forth real quick, and those little teeth will actually cut through the wood, but it does that without a spinning blade. There we go. Okay, now this is just drywall back behind there, so I'm gonna cut that out really quick as well. Okay, there we go. So you can see that pipe there in the middle. That is actually the pipe going out to the spigot. And you can actually see that expanding foam, that's that yellow stuff in the middle. That's actually the expanding foam that somebody sprayed around the spigot to help hold it in place. So I'm going to go cut that expanding foam out and try to get better access to the spigot. Okay, here we are back outside, and I'm just going to use a screwdriver to kind of try to scrape that expanding foam out. So I'm just pushing it inside, partially because that's the easier way to do it, but also partially because I don't want to make a huge mess dumping a bunch of little foam pieces out here. So if I just push it all inside, I can just use the vacuum to vacuum it up. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's see. I can show you all here. Okay, so it's kind of dark in there, so you can't really tell on the camera, but you can see through there into the kitchen cabinet. So we are ready to turn the water off and cut this old hose spigot out. Okay, so I am going to turn the water off here at this brand new pretty valve that I just installed a couple of weeks ago. I've got another video if you want to check that out of me installing that valve. So the water should be off now. So let's go inside and cut that spigot out. Okay, so here's how this new spigot is installed. It actually has a what's called a push to connect fitting on it. So all you need to do actually is slide that over the copper pipe and push it, and the copper pipe will slide in, and there's an O-ring in there that forms the watertight seal, and then there's sort of some little teeth in there. You probably won't be able to see it on the camera, but there's little teeth in there basically that grab onto the pipe that prevent this from sliding off. It makes doing plumbing super simple. This is from a company called SharkBite, and they are a little bit more expensive than your traditional fittings, but they make it super simple for virtually anybody to do. So I am going to take a measurement. This should be sitting flush with the brick on the outside. So what I'm wanting to do, the copper pipe needs about maybe an inch or so to push into the end of the fitting here. And so what I want to measure is from this over to where the copper pipe should end. So I need to cut approximately, if you can see that it's upside down, but if you can see it, about 5 inches from the wall in. So let me get a camera over here and I will show you all what that looks like. So what I'm looking for is about 5 inches from that exterior wall. So that puts us somewhere right about here. So let me get that cleaned off with a little bit of sandpaper. and then we can get that marked and make our cut. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. So I am going to grab a marker here and see if I can climb in far enough to be able to make this mark. Okay, I believe it's right there. That's actually, oh, we'll try that. I might not be able to get the cutter in quite far enough, but let's try. So basically I need to cut this as close as I can, and then we'll see if there's enough pipe to make that connection. If not, I might need to take that back a little bit further and put a sweat adapter on here and then run a small length of PEX. But we're gonna try this first. We'll see. Hopefully this can cut close enough and we won't need to do that. Okay, gotta be getting close. There we go. Okay, that removed the old one, so I am going to go outside and stick the new one in real quick, and we'll see how close we are there. Okay, so like I said, all we need to do is push the copper pipe into this end and it just slides right in. So we'll look inside there and line it up. There we go. And you just push it on. Okay, I think it might be all the way in already. It's tough to tell because that copper pipe in there is moving a little bit, but you can gently pull on it and it's not coming loose. So that means those teeth grabbed hold onto it. So I think we are actually good. So what I'm going to do is go turn the water back on real quick and we'll check to make sure there's no leaks. Okay, the water is on now and I don't see any drips, so I think we're good. There we go. It works. So now what I'm going to do is mix up a small amount of mortar and pack it in here to seal this up. So so this is the spigot is locked in place. That'll also prevent critters from getting in there, and it'll reduce some of the airflow. I am going to pack some insulation from the inside though around there. So let's mix up a little bit of mortar. Okay, so I am going to use a product called Cement All to patch this hole up. And I just need a tiny little bit, because this is just a tiny little hole. And now we mix it with a tiny bit of water. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I tried to smooth all that out so it kind of blends in. Of course, you can see our brick is painted white, so once this has a couple of days to set up, we'll come paint it, and hopefully you'll never even be able to tell. Alright, so there you have it. We replaced the old spigot with a frostless spigot. And as you can see, these SharkBite push-to-connect fittings make it super simple. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, please show your support by clicking that like button down below, and maybe even consider subscribing to our channel. We'll catch you on another episode very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.